Hello, my sexy muffins, and welcome back to another video. In this video, you might hear some thunder and some rain in the background because it is thunderstorming, and I have to record this and hopefully edit in time to post it by tomorrow. Anyways, it's 1 a.m. It's already tomorrow. Oh, poo. Anyways, this is part one of the Silence of the Lambs and Hannibal movies review. So let's get onto it. Disclaimer: there is mentions of people eating other people in this. I do not condone this, and I do not condone what Hannibal Lecter does, even though he only eats the rude for the most part. He is still a serial unaliver, a fictional serial unaliver, and we do not condone it in real life, but you can simp for fictional characters. Now, disclaimer number two, there is spoiler warnings for Silence of the Lambs and Hannibal in this. So please proceed with caution and let's do this. Okay, so Silence of the Lambs. Silence of the Lambs is one of my OG favorite movies. It's probably my second favorite movie, where the tie is Nightmare Before Christmas, V for Vendetta, and House Moving Castle. Those are tied for. That's really loud. Anyways, those are tied for my first favorite movies as usual. So Silence of the Lamb is right up there behind those. They're all tied in a different way. So it's up in my top five at least 100%. What the fifth one is, I can't realize that right now, but Silence of the Lambs is up there. And it is because I rewatched it today and I realized how much Hannibal Lecter is depicted being kinda in love with Clarice Starlin. From the moments that she comes into him, he's interested in her in some way, even maybe if it's just entertainment, to where Miggs throws some of his swimming soldiers, if you catch my drift, from the down below at her face. And the next day he dealt with Miggs by unaliving Miggs by whispering to him, getting into multiple Miggs heads, which means he might have of DID and such. So he very likely had done that with Miggs, talked to him, whispering and all that stuff, which he does in the movie. And it ended up Miggs taking his own existence from the plane of Earth and such. So he obviously did that for her. And he says he did that for her. And he gets punished for it. And his love for her continues where he doesn't go after her. And he talks to Barney, which we'll learn in the next movie. And that he really did have attraction for her. Still better a love story than Twilight, even though it's more gruesome. Anyways, so Hannibal is interested in her, and he actually uses her a lot to get out where he can get his advantage and go. Like, he is a very smart man. He knew she was lying, but he made it clear that he would be able to identify Buffalo Bill and able to get out and get to, what's it called? It's on the tip of my tongue, and get his what he wanted, which was to escape and have his full freedom. Yes, he is very manipulative in this as well, but he does it with such grace that it makes him a very compelling character. Like, he's a very iconic character in media. Buffalo Bill, some things I'm a little uncomfortable with, but it's because of the time, 1991, that the film was made. 1991, the film was made for this stuff, and it was the transgender community, with saying other words that are out of term right now, and also having some blatant homophobia in it as well. Does it age well for the time period and setting it is, because it doesn't say any slurs at all, but it does say some. Well, it does say a couple of slurs actually, but it's not like in your face. This community is bad, and actually says that the transgender community is actually very passive and less violent, which I do like because that is more accurate to things. So it holds up very well for what it is and for the time that the books were made and that the time it was aired on and published and all that, the books, because they were off the books. So it's actually very well holds up very well. It might make some people a little uncomfortable with using the T word, but yeah, it's very actually very good, and it doesn't act directly like bash down on the transgender community, which is very good for the time period it was made and all that stuff. So holds up to that as well, and it's one of the most iconic movies, and also what he does. It's not too gruesome for a rated R movie either. There of course is violence and bloodshed, but it is actually a very fairly good movie in it, and that it is a good way to depict a horror character in it as well. Now, what I was also thinking while watching rewatching this is that Hannibal is clearly in love with Clarice Starling, and it is shown more in Hannibal, the sequel to Silence of the Lamb, and it shows his attraction to her. And yes, they are confirmed to have a kiss in Hannibal, the movie, because so that his attraction is confirmed. This is not just speculation or teasing the audience. He is attracted to her, and he becomes sometimes in some scenes actually jealous, like how he talks about Jack Crawford wanting to have adult fun time with Clarice and imagine himself having that fun with her. Like he's actively jealous of this, but he doesn't show it because he's not terribly rude. Now, what did I think of the movie otherwise? For the characters, they were amazing. Jack Crawford. I still prefer the Jack Crawford from the TV series Hannibal, personally, but this one is also very attractive. But he's a little bit of a sexist pig, kind of, and he not like outwardly does it, but he does have some things where he is like really obvious that he does not trust Clarice Starling fully with the case. Like when they were going to talk about the case of the unalivement victims of Buffalo Bill, he said to the sheriff to talk about it not in front of the woman, basically Clarice. And like my partner said this the best. Clarice is good enough to go to Hannibal the Cannibal's cell to interview him, but she's not good enough to listen to the case file, to the case. She just saw the files and pictures of the unalivement victims. Like seriously. So it does show, even though Crawford lays it out as something as to get the sheriff out of there, which the sheriff didn't get out of there at all. They stayed in the coroner's office until Clarice got them out of there. So it was very, very likely that he was just a sexist pig, which is bad because he's super attractive and I would smash. And now my thoughts on it altogether. Anthony, the actor Anthony for Hannibal Lecter, is the original source of my interest in older men. Like Hannibal Lecter from Silence of the Lambs is the reason I'm attracted to older men. He was the origin of that, 100%. And probably is one of the origins of my daddy issues as well, for being attracted to older men. Just saying. Anyways, what I recommend this 100%. It's a classic. It's very good. It has good symbolism in it, and it's just so good. I would fully recommend this and love to watch it again and again. Now, if you want to see part 2 of this, where I talk about the Hannibal movie, which is named after Hannibal Lecter, being Hannibal, just his first name as the title, would you like to see it? And also, should I rewatch Hannibal Rising and review that as well? Comment below if you want to see that as well. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed, and stay sexy on my sexy muffins. Bye bye. Secret outro time, secret outro time, secret outro time, secret outro, a baseball bat. Welcome to the secret outro, and the secret outro question of the day is: what do you think of Hannibal Lecter himself? He's one of my favorite unaliven serial unalivers. Fictional, obviously. I don't like serial unalivers in real life, but I love his character so much. And actually, it's one of the reasons I met my partner. Fun fact. because I was writing fanfic stories of Hannibal Lecter, and they decided to message me and say, "Hey, do you like slashers?" So, yes, this is the most iconic situation I have ever been in with them, and how I met them and how we ended up becoming a partnership later on. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed, and stay sexy on my sexy muffins. Bye bye.